Right then, I decided that every time I finish playing through a game, I'm going to do this tier list. I'm going to put it somewhere. I'm going to rank it compared to the rest of the games I've played. Now these games here that you can see are basically just all the games that I've finished on the channel. No matter if I finished them before and then I played them again on my channel, or if it was the first time I finished them on, and I was also the first time I finished on the channel. As long as I finished the full game on the channel, there might be a few that are missing, which if I spot any, they'll be just added. And every time I finish a game, it will get added to this tier list at the end of the series. So we can see in a sort of total which game is the best sort of situation here that I've played. And I'm basically rating them on when they're going to get on the game. If I did well, if I say I did well, I don't do well in anything I ever do in my entire life. But what I mean is, if the series itself was good, but the game wasn't that good, that doesn't make it any better of a game, so it doesn't make it better on here. So we start off with Man of Medan, the Dark Pictures anthology. Now this was the first game I finished on the channel, and as far as I remember, I enjoyed it while I played it. Like, it was a bit strange, and it's definitely not the best refined game. Far from the best game in the series that it now is part of. But it's like second best, I'd say. I'd say in order from the ones that have came out so far. The worst one is the newest one. The second worst one is Little Hope. The third best one is this, and then the very best. So the second best one is Man of Medan, that's what I'm saying. And the best one is House of Ashes. But this one is still very respectable. But for now, I've not got anything to sort of compare it, guys. So I'm just going to put it in C. And call it a day for that. Because I can't really compare it to anything quite yet, because I've not got another game. So here we go. It's the second game. So, Untitled Goose Game. Now, Untitled Goose Game is quite short. That doesn't automatically make it a worse game, but, you know, I don't like a horrifically long game, and I don't like a horrifically short game. This isn't really horrifically short. But I would say a few, like, you know, 2 or 3 more areas could have definitely shown up somewhere. Other than that, it's a very interesting concept. I really do like it. I think it's better than Man of Medan, so we'll put that at B. Because I do like how it sort of feels not very gamely. Like, it's obviously a game we have to complete objectives, but the objectives sort of are quite natural, and it's quite well designed, especially the final level that you get to walk around. So that goes in B tier. Now, Little Nightmares is probably the first game I'd say, like, is up there for a game that I played on my channel. Like, the other two are great, but this is like the first game that I played on my channel, and I was like, that's actually really good. I'm happy that I got that on my channel, you know what I mean? So, Little Nightmares 2 is Little Nightmares 1. Well, 2 is next. Little Nightmares 1, which will be a good comparison between them two. Little Nightmares 1 is, I'd say it does atmosphere very well, of course. The puzzles can sometimes be annoying, as well as the physics, like the jumping around. I don't know if I should give it A or higher B than Goose Game, because that's where it's going. I think I'm gonna give it a higher B. No, I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. Right. So next we have Little Nightmares 2, the sequel. Now, my comparison with Little Nightmares 2 is that I enjoyed it more. I think they refined the gameplay a lot more. The atmosphere is more or less the same in its quality. But it felt a little bit less, like, what's the word? The atmosphere is less scary. It's good atmosphere, but it's less scary atmosphere. And for a game called Little Nightmares, I'm not sure if that's what it should be. I thoroughly enjoyed it though, and every other aspect of the game is much better than the first one. Um, so I think I would put it at a higher A than Little Nightmares, just for that reason. Night in the Woods. Now, this is probably the first game that actually affected me in some way, like proper, like because the first episode of Night in the Woods was I enjoyed it so much playing that game that I instantly went back into continuing wanting to play it like a few hours later in the same day. After it aired, I was back on. And by the end, I'd loved that game. It's such a simple little story, but there's something about it that is so well fleshed out. Um, there's not really much I can fault it on. I guess, of course, like this is one of the games that strikes its balance down with the story. This is like it wants the story to be the story. Um, and I think Night in the Woods. I don't think I can give it an S, simply because there are a few games coming up that I can much heavily more give an S. So I think I'm gonna move these down again. These Little Nightmares games, and what's happened. There, and then we'll put Night in the Woods next to them, like so. I don't know what's wrong with Little Nightmares 2 there. Let's move it up a bit. Next is Portal 2. Now, Portal 2 is a game I absolutely love. It's so simple. You can on PC, especially. I didn't play it on PC now, but I've seen on PC now how much more enjoyable the game can even be because of the custom levels and everything like that. The single player is brilliant. It's so funny. The puzzles are so well made. You know, it's like the perfect puzzle in which where you're not getting annoyed at it because you know what you need to do, but it's not that you know what you need to do to the point where it's really easy. They introduce concepts at like basically perfect pacing, and I love the part where they fall down into the old area because it adds a lot more variety to the environments. Definitely a much improved version of the first game, um, and it's one of those games that just it transcends sort of like how good it is, how good a game can be, and it shows well if given the right time, given the right people, you can make something brilliant. You can make something really great. So that's going to be my first S tier of the current list, just because of how much I very much enjoyed that. Next is Resident Evil Village. This is their newest game here, and comparing it to Resident Evil 7, which is not something I actually have here because I did start playing it, but I didn't finish it. I think that Village is less scary except for that one part that you know, this is something that's always said. It's less scary except for that one part. But other than that, I think it's just much more fun. And at the end of the day, that's like the main thing your game should be. It should be fun. Uh, and Resident Evil Village is very much a fun game. Now, does just being fun make it be on the list? As you see, the further up it gets, it's the more like perfect everything. This is just like a scary like popcorn horror, while it goes up to like perfect in almost everywhere. Village is it's not perfect in almost everywhere. It's not the best Resident Evil game. It is a very good one. It's definitely like out of the 8, it's in the top 4. You know what I mean? Like I'd say like well, if I was to rank them, it's 4. Then if you count like the mainline first release, not the remix, 4, then 7, and then I'd say 8. I think. Then I would go 2. Um, the remakes, if you include the remakes, 8's like number 5 because 2 is up there and 4 will probably get up there as well. 4 could even be better than 4 remake, 4 original, but we'll have to see because 4 was so brilliant. I played that originally in VR, but other than the controls, the original 4 is very, very good. Village is sort of the first time they've tried to redo 4, Like, it's not, of course, the same as 4 because it's different completely. It's, but involves going into a village and then there's a big castle, and then there's a few things after the castle, because the real villain's not got anything to do with the castle. Um, and I think I would put it below Little Nightmares 2, I think. Below Little Nightmares 2. Um, because while I think it's better and more fun than Little Nightmares 1, it's not perfect in a way that Little Nightmares 2 is. Because it being on A tier and below another game, Little Nightmares 2 itself is not perfect. But if one thing sticks out, then one thing does stick out. Now here is the beef of the Walking Dead games. Now I've made my feelings known for a very long time about the Walking Dead games, and I've already like said I wouldn't speak about them again. But this is a tier list, lad. I need to put them here. Um, the first Walking Dead game is, of course, okay. I keep looking back at them, and I think I've changed my order around. So if we just take these last 4 tiers for now as the Walking Dead tier, well, we like sort of introduce them. 4, I think, will always be my favourite game in the series. 3 will always probably be my least favourite in the series. 1 was originally here, but I think I'm going to put it here now because I realised that 2 can be sometimes a bit weird with its writing, in a less sort of blinded by emotion way that I could do now. So if that being the total tier of Walking Dead games, where did they go? I think I put 4 in A, in S, but below Portal 2. And I say that because, again, Portal 2 is perfect in almost everywhere. The only thing it doesn't do well is probably, no, I wouldn't even say the graphics. Like the graphics are very good for when they came out. Season 1, I think I'd give S tier as well, but of course below Walking Dead. 3, I think easily gets worse than Untitled Goose Game, although the game is, I do enjoy it. It's still very good. Every game above, like, there's not a game here that I find that is bad. See, like, I would still probably enjoy my time playing this game, Man of Medan, even with it being and I think I'm going to get. Can I select multiple? I can't. Right. So we're going to get Little Nightmares. Move it along. We're going to get Village. We're going to move it along. And we're going to get Little Nightmares 2. We're going to move it along. And The Walking Dead 2 goes right there. Because I don't think it affected me quite as much as Night in the Woods. It's not a complete thing like that. But that I think is a good place for him. Life is Strange 1. Now Life is Strange 1, again, I've made my feelings known about the Life is Strange series. So here's how the Life is Strange series looks. It looks like that. I'm one of the weird people, supposedly, who likes the second game more. To me, the second game is probably here, but I'll move it in a minute. Life is Strange 1, however. Life is Strange 1 is going to be difficult to put on here, because it's definitely not C. I wouldn't call it B either. It's not S, so it's somewhere near A. I would probably put... Right. These lot are moving along again. That's broken it. 1 minute. Little Nightmares is moving along. Village is moving along. And Little Nightmares 2 is moving along. Actually, you need to move along again, because they both go here. Little Nightmares 1 is moving along. Village is moving along. Nightmares 2 moving along. And then Walking Dead 2 is moving along 1. And Life is Strange 2 is going to go above Walking Dead 2. While Life is Strange 1 is... Oh! While Life is Strange 1 is going to go below it, like that. Now, Michonne, when I played that, I said it was better than Season 3. I would still call it better than Season 3, but not by much. Literally not by much. The episodes are short. They do have some, like, telltale moments where a character suddenly dies. That's one of my favourite clips I've made on this here, channel, where I can't even remember who it was. Uh, but other than that, I didn't really enjoy it. I said I enjoyed it in the thing, but that's just because it's more Walking Dead. It's a tough act to beat, really, and that's where it goes. And Undertale. Now, Undertale's a game that I have consistently had in my mind for the past 5 years. I mean, I've never played it until the start of 2020, and then I replayed it for the channel, and that's when it really hit me. Like, this game is actually like up there. This is very good. And I did put it as my favorite game above Walking Dead. I said it's dethroned it, and I think that holds true. It's it's music. I don't even need to speak about the music to say how good it is. There's probably music from it playing in the background of this video the entire time. Um, there's so much things they can say about how good it is. It's not. I don't think. Oh, actually, is it better than Portal 2? Now Portal 2 has been up there for a while. If Hollow Knight was here, it would have an S plus tier. But the thing is, it's not because I'm not finished it on the channel. But is it up there? Where would I? Is it better than Portal 2? Because thing is, right, Portal 2 is perfect in every way, except a few ways which I can't put my finger on. I know exactly what Undertale's wrong with. Undertale. Now people call the graphic like say, if I said the graphics are ugly, people say, well, it's the style. Now of course it is the style. It's a pixel art game, but the pixel art isn't that good. Do you know what I mean? Like the few good pixel art is not Toby Fox. That's sort of the one thing that he should be getting artists to do. But he makes incredible music, he makes incredible stories, and he makes um, incredible battles that feel like proper boss battles, even if they're just like the first boss in the game, stuff like that. And Undertale is the beginning of that. Deltarune will continue that, and it'll be great. But is it better than Portal 2? Because like I can't put my fingers on the reasons Portal 2 are bad, but I can on Undertale, like I just said. I think I'm gonna put it just below Portal 2 in an overall thing. Now that I think about it. So The Walking Dead 1 goes there, above Life is Strange. Like vertically above the Life is Strange. Walking Dead final season goes above the second season, and Undertale gets in that little gap there. So that is the games I have finished on this channel tier list. So when I finish The Wolf Among Us, which will happen at some point, I can't really do it at the moment, but it will be soon. This video I think should be going. What day is it? I actually don't even know what day it is. Wednesday. This will probably be Friday or Thursday, or maybe even later today. It'll be done in a weekend. I'll say that. And then we'll add The Wolf Among Us to this chart. Anything else we could look at here? So Portal 2 is better than Undertale, is better than Walking Dead, is better than Walking Dead 1. That's true. Them are all true. Walking Dead 1 is better than Night in the Woods. Yeah, I'll give it that. It's better than Life is Strange 2. Yeah. Barely better than Life is Strange 2. They are very good games, them two. Better than Season 2, it's not that hard of a thing. Life is Strange 1 I don't really like that much compared to Life is Strange 2. But I would still call it better than Nightmares 2, would I? Would I? I don't think I would, you know. This is why we look at it again. I think, in fact, Life is Strange might be down here. Yeah, I think it is down there, you know. Oh, wrong one. We're gonna move these along, because now that I think about it, now that I look at it, I would say that Little Nightmares 1 is better than Life is Strange 2, and I would agree with every one of these being better than the one before them as well. So, these get moved along. Life is Strange 1's better than Untitled Goose Game. Yeah. Which is better than Michonne, which is better than Season 3. Is it? Do I agree with myself when I finish Michonne that it's better than Season 3, or do I not? Now that I think about it, Michonne might not be as good as Season 3, because Season 3 at least had... It was trying something, and Michonne was sort of just boring. It was sort of just like, why have you made this? Make Season 3. You made this instead. I think I'm going to put this here. And give Walking into Season 3 its first promotion it's ever got. It tastes like promotion! And I would agree that Michonne is better than Man of Medan. So there we go, that's the final situation that I overall agree with. The Wolf Among Us will get added to this. Eventually. And when it does get added to this, I guess we'll see how good at that game it is. I think at the moment, I'm not going to spoil it. At the end of episode 5, I'll move over to this and I'll see where the Wolf Among Us goes. But until then, that's been the beginning of the tier list, because obviously I can't really do this whole part at the end of the Wolf Among Us. I just want to add the Wolf Among Us to that tier list at the end, not do the entire tier list from the start. So this will be the video that starts it. Yeah, I think that's just about where I think they lie. In my own opinion, of course. But of course, as we fill this tier list up, there'll be more games to compare by, and thus it will be much more difficult to add a game and rank it amongst the greats and the not so great of this list. D, E, and F, I think then where bad games go. S is like... S is a game that I think about nowadays, even though I finished it so long ago. A is a game that I'm like, I hear that name, I'm like, yo, that's a good game. That B is like, nah, I played it. I thought it was decent. C is like, did I play that? D, E, and F, I remember playing because they were bad, and I've not got any of those yet. If there was a game that was gonna go there, I can't even like put a finger on a game that I played that's that bad that I remember that it's bad. There are some games that are terrible, but I don't think. I think the art of video games can't make something this bad. For me at least, I just enjoy the immersion. It doesn't give me what I really enjoy that much. It doesn't really give me what I enjoy. It's going on C tier, but I guess it remains to be seen. If a game I didn't like, I probably wouldn't finish it on the channel or even play it on the channel for it to be in DNF. So this is sort of survivorship bias, and I've only just discovered that. But that doesn't matter because I'm still releasing this. So goodbye. And I guess I'll see you at the end of Among Us when this... Oh, Among Us. I guess I'll see you in the next Wolf Among Us, and at the end of the Wolf Among Us for the next part of this tier list. But I guess, do you agree, disagree, like, subscribe? And please don't cry. But that's the end. I've been Zroxev, and this has been some weird tier list. Bye-bye.